Number 1, we are not all alone. I know, kind of that's like a little deep to start this off. I know, but just hear me out. You may wake up in your bed alone. You are in your house alone all day. You do errands alone. You go do whatever your life entails by yourself and alone. That doesn't mean you are. It's just in your mindset, okay? A lot of the things that I learned had to do with my mindset, because your mind is a crazy little thing, okay? Even though you're doing all these things alone, know that somebody else somewhere around you is also doing that. Just drive. If you're driving, let's say like today, I have to go do a few errands. Just driving to Target, in my head, I just look around. All the cars that are around me, almost all of them are alone in their car. Almost all of them are doing something alone at that moment. This is like a iffy topic. I don't know why I decided to start the video off with this one, because it is kind of weird, because I can only imagine that to some people, this concept is like, what the fuck? Like, makes no sense at all. I guess little sidetrack bonus hint that also goes with this one: everybody's brain kind of works differently, right? Journaling is an outlet. Through my many years of going to different therapists and, my mental health, I have learned that journaling has been one of the best ways to actually calm me and just give me an outlet. This is like my 5th journal in maybe 4 years, something like that. So, I don't write. I went through a period where I didn't write anything at all for like months. And then I caught myself back again, and it's been good. I like to just get all my thoughts out of this cranium. Number 3, we always have something that somebody else wants. You may think like, oh, fuck these people, or fuck this guy, he has this that I want. But he could probably say the same thing about you. And it's not always something physical, something tangible. It can be emotional. It can be valuable in a non-tangible way. Envy is a big thing in the world, in human interaction and emotion. In my job, I am envy of the people that, in my mind, got lucky and blew up, right? We're never fully complete. Like, we're never fully in the mindset of, oh, I have everything I want, I'm good. None of us have that.
Max was counting on this. I was love him. Rory, go to sleep. I think you love him and you got scared and you ran, but you're really going to regret it. And well, they were just
tip, and I've always been terrible at math. What's 6% of 443?
Number 4, it's okay to admit that you're wrong. That's something that humans tend to struggle with. But admitting that you're wrong shows that you learned and that you grew. And that you grew, okay? Humans are 80% wrong. So it's okay to say that you did something wrong. Apologize for it, learn from it, and move on. Everybody's timeline is different. That's kind of like an obvious one, because not all of us are doing the same things at the same time, right? This comes to play with social media. I feel like it's pretty easy for all of us to compare ourselves nowadays because of something called social media. So it's easy for me to compare myself to another 22-year-old on YouTube or on Instagram or whatever, and she has a whole family with beautiful kids and a thriving job, a beautiful house, a really nice car, blah blah blah, at 22 years old, the same age as me. It's easy to look at that and be like, damn, why, how come I don't have that yet? But we're not on the same timeline. I can have anything I want. I just have to wait for it to fit in my timeline. And that is something that is really hard to accept. Because I'm going to be fully honest right now. I look at Emma Chamberlain, at Nylea Devora, my fam. I look at all of them. I'm like, bro, they're like younger than me and doing exactly what I want. But that's not my timeline. That is not in my timeline. I know that I know my dreams, right? I know my goals. It will flow into my timeline. It will find a way to fit into my life and in my specific timeline. But my specific one is not theirs. I can go on and on about this, but then the video will be too long.
Just say they don't offer you debating my new. Then it big as the.
Accepting that there has to be a balance between good and evil. You're probably like, what the fuck does that mean? Okay, I'm the type of person that gets very mad and very frustrated when I see things like when I open TikTok for the first time during the day and the first video that pops up is some murder case or is some brutality or some shooting or something, right? That pisses me off. When people are just mean and rude for no reason, that pisses me off. When people try to put you down for no other reason than to just be negative and piss you off, that pisses me off. But in between all of that, there's good. There's good in the world. There's beauty in the world. I have to learn and fully accept that there has to be a balance between good and evil. There's not just good and there's not just evil. So I have to stop letting my brain rot and be very upset because of the evil. It's gonna be there no matter what. So just accept it. Try and stay away from it, but accept it. This one's gonna be a very few words, okay? And with reason, it only needs a few words. It is not weak to ask for help, which leads to my next point as well. Crying does not make you weak. I bought this at Target. I could not fucking resist. You need an outlet. That can literally be anything that you enjoy doing that takes your mind off of the bullshit. So one of mine is journaling, like I mentioned earlier. Another one is buying stupid, cute little cheap things like this and decorating my house. Hence why my entire house is decked out in decorations. Your mind is stronger than you think. I'm in a full headstand right now. You can't see it. But your mind is stronger than you think. What I mean by that is that you can trick yourself into doing anything that you want and succeeding. But you can also... Give me a second while my dog drinks water. So you can trick yourself into doing anything you want. And you can trick yourself into not doing anything that you want. And now I'm gonna prop you up because I really want you to see me do this headstand.
Hey!
I just posted a video on this look on my Instagram and on my TikTok. And probably here. I probably posted it on YouTube too as a short. But on to the next one. And I've lost count at this point. It's been like 2 days since the last time I recorded. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just do whatever you want to do. And if you're not scared doing it, you're most likely going to succeed. Taking lashes off It's next to taking off your bra. The feeling is next to taking your bra off. I guess now that I'm gonna be here a while with you, I'll say a few more. The next one is to think before you speak. That's a good one. We tend to let our emotions get the best of us. 9 times out of 10 you say something you regret, so. Okay, it's literally like, I can't keep track anymore. Is it just me, or when you smell coffee, like for the first time when you wake up, it just immediately sends you to the bathroom? It's been a few days. It's a Saturday today, so it's been like a rainy day. And bitch, okay. I'm reading Fourth Wing. I have that much left to read. Oh my god, wait. Let me show you my bookmark, because I drew my bookmark myself. This is honestly, like, okay, I drew this bookmark within the first chapter of me reading this. And now that I'm like almost done with the book, I think that dragon that I drew looks like Scale. Scale. I don't know how you fucking say these names. Scale. Zayden's dragon. First of all, Daddy Zayden. Yeah, so the plans for today is probably me curling up in a blanket and reading that book and finishing it today. On to the next point. Your mind. Did I already say it? Do you use TikTok as your Do you ever use TikTok as your source of motivation to go work out? Because I do. I really want to love working out. I really do, but I can't. I don't love it. So I have to go on TikTok and see these beautiful women work out until I feel bad enough about myself that I can go. Relationships are not as they seem, okay? You can read all the romance books you want. You can see all the romance movies you want. You can even look on social media and see somebody else's relationship all you want. It's not as they seem. Okay, it's not as they seem. It's a lot of hard work. It's amazing, it's beautiful, it's lovely. It's the most beautiful thing that you can ever experience. I'm talking about like love relationships, right? But it can also be the hardest fucking thing that you ever do in your life. Because now you not only have to think of you, but you have to think of somebody else. Moving on. Everybody on earth is capable of achieving what they want to do, their dreams, whatever the fuck they desire. Everybody's capable of it, okay? You are too. And this is something that I particularly have to remind myself right now. Because right now I'm feeling like I can't. But I know that I can. So on top of that, if my camera doesn't die anytime soon, don't let people tell you what's right or wrong in your thought, okay? Obviously, murder's wrong. We all know that. Or, I mean, I guess okay, you know what I'm trying to say. If you think something is right and it's gonna benefit you, then fucking do it. My lovely camera died, and I can't figure out a better angle than this. Next point, your family may not always be right. Your family may not always know what's right for you. And your family can sometimes, all the time, very much be wrong about something. Would you believe me if I told you that it's been probably like a week and a half since I started filming this video? So I'm getting ready to go to a pumpkin patch, bitch. Oh my god. And in Florida right now, it's like 70 degrees. This morning it was 66. Bro, that's like the coldest it will ever get down here. The next tip or thing that I learned is to not let anybody stop your goals. And I mean literally anybody. Like, not your mom, not your daddy, not your grandma, not your grandpa, not your aunt, not your boyfriend, not your husband, not your dog, not your cat, nobody. You are the only person that is going to be with you for the rest of your entire life till death. You are that only person, okay? Everything else can leave you at any moment. Figure it out. Everything will always come together if you really want it to, and that's up to you. That's another thing that ties in there. It is really up to you if you want to do the things that you want to do or not. On a less sobby note, or a less sad note, let's talk about college. Yeah, I did graduate college, right? But I will say that my experience with college, that depending on what you do, I mean, if you want to be a fucking doctor, yeah, you need that, right? But for me, I went for business. I got a business management degree, okay? Necessarily, like, I learned a lot of things, yes, and I'm using a lot of things. I literally, bitch, if you thought, I literally just had to make my own pivot table, okay? Okay, so if you're in your business management class or in your business analytics or your financial class and they're teaching you pivot tables, you best believe when the teacher tells you, if there's one thing that you need to remember, it's the pivot table. And you better listen, because yes, college some of the time is really meant for the connections that you make. And that's what I feel like for my master's too, because college, I've never been a school person in the social sense, okay? I always did okay academically. I got my A's, I got B's, I got a few C's. Like, I've been okay, right? But socially is where I lacked. If you go to Harvard for your master's degree or your undergrad, and your main goal in life is to become a successful entrepreneur, 90% of the time you are gonna get out of there with some friend, some associate, somebody that you know, that you keep in contact with, that could potentially help you reach your successful business goals. That's my point. You cannot get anywhere without help, okay? At the end of the day, you don't have to agree with anything I'm saying. This is what I personally learned, and I'm passing it on to you guys. And you can take it or you can leave it. I'm not offended. Nobody's gonna get offended. Nobody has to go about this in a way. I'm gonna tell you the last few points while I do my laundry so I don't suffer. Clean out your room or your home every once in a while, at least like once a week. Believe it or not, because I did not believe it for a very long time, the way that your house is, or your apartment, or the way that your room is, completely, 100%, utterly affects your mood and how you live your life. It really does. And I full-heartedly believe that. If you love something, or if you are very passionate about something, then fuck everybody else. Okay, you hear a lot of people say, oh, you know, I would love to do this, but, you know, I'm scared of what my parents would think. Or I'm scared of what my friends would think of me. I'm scared of what my boyfriend will think, what my girlfriend will think. Fuck them. If you love it, you fucking do it. For instance, me with social media. And I take on content creation, being on social media, and my jewelry company, I take that on as a full-time job. And, you know, without saying too much, I've been at it for a very long time. And still to this day, family, you know, random people, whatever, they will tell me that what I'm doing is stupid and that I need to go get an office job, or that me graduating in business management was, you know, stupid because it's too general, you know, whatever. What's the saying? Fuck them. You definitely portray your emotions and the person that you are without even saying a word. Let me dive deeper. My beliefs, right? I'm not going to talk too much about this because everybody has their own beliefs. I'm not trying to get, you know, I'm not trying to get into this on the internet, whatever. But, you know, basically I believe that us humans and all living, breathing things are consumed of energy. We are made of energy. If your energy, you can show your energy. Okay, for example, have you ever walked in a room and you just feel the energy is weird? Like, have you ever walked into a classroom and say, bro, when I used to go to high school, I hated it because every time I would walk into my first period or like the first class of the day, it felt like I was walking into a death trap. Like, everybody was so depressed. The teacher was upset, and like, you can feel it. You can just feel that nobody, not even the teacher, wanted to be there. So if you want people to treat you nicely, if you want people to treat you good, and if you want people to treat you with respect, If 2 + 2 is 4, you gotta put that shit together, okay? You can't expect to have a hissy fit in a pissy mood and then go somewhere and expect to get the royal treatment that you want. No, 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 no. That doesn't work. I'm gonna give you a good example. Yesterday, I went to a pumpkin patch, right? And unfortunately, I had to go by myself. I had gotten some food and I'm sitting on one of the benches by myself and I'm reading my book, right? I made sure that I kept good, welcoming energy to be there. There was this little kid, okay? And you know, children are like pure. Children are the purest form of emotion. They will tell you straight up, you look ugly today, okay? They will straight up tell you, that shirt is disgusting. You're stinky. You need a shower. You look bad. Your hair is greasy. Your nails are dirty. Your breath stinks. They will tell you all of that without no hesitation. So this little kid grabbed a little pumpkin. I have it. Hold on. He grabbed this pumpkin and I bought it because I had to buy it. This thing, right? It's a baby pumpkin. And this kid is like 5 years old, probably. So it's like the size of his head. And he's carrying it like this. Like if it's like the biggest pumpkin in the world. And he carried it. He skipped all the way across the field to me. Across a field to me. And I'm reading my book. And he just goes, puts it down in front of me. I put my book down and he goes, and runs, bolts, books it back to his family across the fucking field. And then I get up and I go look at it. I look at his family and I like wave. I got up and I like went up to the family and because obviously they saw. And I was like, hey, I don't know if you guys were planning on buying it. Like, do you guys want it back? I'll give it back. Like, here it is if you guys wanted it. Like, you know, because you never know. Kids just don't think like that. The parents were like, oh no, that's, you know, he's just being nice with you. He just wanted to be nice. I damn near almost broke into tears. And I bought it because I had to buy it. And I was just on the phone with my boyfriend too. When I told him, all I know is that I'm not leaving here without a pumpkin. And then the little kid did that. Anyways, why did I tell you that story? Oh, energy. We are energy and you put out the energy you want to receive and it will come back to you.